start the regular city council meeting of at 7 o'clock. We call this meeting to order, Pledge of Allegiance and invocation following. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear God, please bless our elected officials. Grant them the wisdom to know and the courage to do what is right for all citizens. Amen.
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 Roll call, please.
Allen.
Here.
Green.
Here.
LaFour.
Here.
Mistrovich.
Here.
Reindell.
Here.
Ricks.
Here.
Warren.
Here.
Good to see everybody here. Approval of minutes for the budget workshop on April 15th. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Is there any discussion on those minutes? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We also have the regular meeting minutes of April 15th. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion on those minutes?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I pointed it out to the city clerk. Under visitors on the first page was actually Cindy Manchik, not Claire.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And since she was on the agenda, I think we need to correct that.
Yeah, good catch. Anything else? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We move on to audience comments on any non-agenda items. If anybody would like to speak to council, we ask you to come to the microphone here, state your name and address for the record. Anybody? Okay.
Could I hand out so that the council can
Certainly.
read along with me?
Yep. We'll just pass them down if you want.
If you want.
Pass them down.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you.
No problem.
Share one. We'll share one.
Here, send those down, we'll share.
Good evening. My name is Kathy Machowski, 10705 Brennan Road, Emmett, Michigan. My husband and I have lived in Emmett for 25 years and raised 2 children. I ask them every day at dinner, tell me something good, something bad, and something kind you have done today. After they became adults, I asked the same question. Our son developed a virus in his heart and passed away August 6, 2017. Matt was the epitome of kindness. He paid it forward every day of his life. His wife and 5 children still reside in Michigan, or in Richmond. Our family vowed to continue our son's effort to pay with these pay it forward cards. We had them printed and we've been handing them out in his name, encouraging more random acts of kindness. I was invited to attend a women's life group here in Richmond. I found these women from this community sewing, baking, feeding, and quietly enriching the lives of so many in this community. I knew I wanted to be a part of this incredible, selfless, hardworking group. I'm aware of the kindness programs that are placed in the Richmond schools and the community churches. I commend them for praising simple, random acts of kindness towards each other. I would like to add Richmond and other neighboring communities as proclamation cities starting the year 2020. The signing of a proclamation by our Mayor Ricks will make April 28th Pay It Forward Day in Richmond. I would like to propose that we have an approved banner that says Pay It Forward. It's pretty simple. Words of encouragement. The Women's Life Group would like to carry a banner in the Richmond Good Old Days Parade. I would like to hand out the Pay It Forward cards to pedestrians as we pass by. I would like the banner erected on Main Street in correlation with the National Pay It Forward campaign, which is held on the 28th of April every year. I am asking that the city of Richmond would consider sharing a portion of the cost of this banner and a small banner that we can carry, the Women's Life will carry in the parade. Our Governor Gretchen Whitmire signed a proclamation for a pay it forward for the state of Michigan. She just signed it this January. Each community needs their own individual proclamation to join this global incentive. Thank you for the opportunity to share a simple but powerful idea. Together, we can make a difference.
Thank you, Kathy. It's the first that we've heard of this as a council.
Okay.
I would think that this council will be very supportive of this. We'll have to talk with our city manager as far as what we can do as far as banner or any kind of monies or anything else. I can assure you, you can be in the Good Old Days Parade as chairman of the festival. We'll get something to you, and I believe was that your phone number in here also?
I can put my phone number with that.
I'll have to give it to you.
The beginning pages are all the information about the Michigan Pay It Forward. It's actually in 80 different countries and hundreds of cities and states across the United States. I don't think anybody's opposed to making our community kinder.
Absolutely. You have April 28, 2019. Was this done this year?
That was done this year.
Okay,
Gretchen did sign that this year.
okay,
Every year, it has to be reproclamated.
okay.
So they expire every year.
Yeah.
So by the 1st of January, they sign it again. The proclamation that I have in that packet is a sample proclamation. It's not the true proclamation.
Okay.
If the council will grant this, then I will send away for an actual proclamation, and then you would sign it, and that would declare us a Pay It Forward Day on April 28th.
Okay. Have you had a discussion on this yet?
No, this is
Oh,
the
okay,
first.
this is the first that
This is
we've-
the first I've seen it
Okay.
too. I don't. At least have you?
What we'd like you to do is get an appointment with the city manager and get this
Yeah.
thing set up. I'm assuming city council.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll go with this. This is what we
Okay.
preach the same thing. But yes, get an appointment with the city manager and get it all hashed out, talked out, and he'll know exactly what it is that we're gonna want. And this council certainly supports your idea.
That
That's
is
great.
awesome. I appreciate you taking the time to hear me tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else that'd like to address council at this time? Okay, we'll move on. Adoption of agenda, Mr. City Manager, you have a change.
Yes, and item number 6, consideration of Monroe Street sewer replacement project.
And city council, any changes? Is there a motion to amend the agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Support.
Been made and supported. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Is there a motion for the consent agenda?
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
What's been made and supported, there is no discussion on the motion. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. We go on, there is no public hearing this evening. We have 6 items on the agenda this evening. The first one being consideration of special event request, concerts in the park, senior helpers. Mr. City Manager?
Council is scheduled to give consideration on a request from senior helpers to have signage that would advertise and direct people to the free concerts in BB Park. The concerts this year would be held on Thursday evenings, June 20th, July 18th, and August 15th at the Pavilion in BB Street Park. In the years past, council has approved the temporary signage request, and we allow them to put them up about a week or so before each concert.
Very good. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve the special event application from Senior Helpers to have temporary signage in conjunction with the concerts in the park, June 20th, July 18th, and August 15th, 2019, with the following condition: the applicant shall work with the city staff on proper placement of the signs to minimize any site visibility issues.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Is there any discussion on the motion? As the city manager stated, this has been going on for a number of years. We like the fact that they actually have come to council to request signage like everybody's supposed to, according to our ordinance, but we appreciate that they come forward. Is there anybody here tonight representing them? I don't think
Just
so.
I don't see Rand.
Okay. Any other discussion?
I just would like to thank Rand as he continues to do this. I know he doesn't physically live in the city, but he is very much so invested in here as a business owner, and it's nice to see that the businesses pouring back into the city. So,
Any audience comments on this? Back to the table. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Item number 2, consideration of lot combine request, EBY Development, 68203 and 68237 Lake Angela Point. Mr. City Manager.
City Council is scheduled to consider approving a lot combination request from EBY Development for the above referenced parcels on Lake Angela Point. These two parcels are lakefront lots measuring approximately 100 by 190 each and zoned R1. The assessor and city planner have looked over this and are in favor of recommending approval of the lot combination. Due to kind of timing and March Board of Review, we had several lot combinations, 3 of which are on your agenda tonight that are kind of cleanup from that time period. And so this one, in fact, went from when it was submitted, EBY Development owned it, and now it's Steve and Lisa own it.
Thank you. Is there a motion before discussion?
I make a motion to approve the lot combination request from EBY Development Incorporated to combine 68203 Lake Angela Point and 68237 Lake Angela Point into one parcel.
support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion? Any audience comments on this item? If so, please come and state your name and address. We're good? Back to the table? All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. Item number 3, consideration of lot split requests. Victoria Lysick, 70484 Main Street. Mr. City Manager.
Council is scheduled to consider approving a lot split request from Victoria Lysick on the above referenced parcel. This is a .776 acre parcel with road access from both Main Street and Pierce Street and zoned R2.
Thank you. Is there a motion before discussion?
I'll make the motion to approve the lot split request from Victoria Lysick to divide 70484 Main Street into 2 separate parcels.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion on this item?
Again, both lots reviewed by the city assessor and city planner and meet our lot requirements for that zoning.
Any audience comments on this item? Back to the table. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Item number 3, consideration of lot split, I did that. Item number 4 is consideration of lot split combination request, Zachary Smith and Alexandria Schroeder. Well, it's Alex. I thought that was you, Alex. She used to play ball for me. I haven't seen her in years. 36,250 Pound and 70533 Canterbury. Mr. City Manager.
City Council is scheduled to consider approving a lot split combination request from Zachary Smith and Alexandria Schroeder on the above referenced parcels currently owned by Dolores Kalita. The vacant lot at 70533 Canterbury Drive was listed for sale. Smith and Schroeder have a signed purchase agreement, a copy of which is included with Mrs. Kalita for the property contingent upon the approval of this lot split and combination request.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the lot split combination request from Zachary Smith and Alexandria Schroeder to amend and adjust the lot lines for 36250 Pound Road and 70533 Canterbury Drive.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Is there any discussion on this one? Same thing, the administration's gone all through this. We're good? You like to say anything? Anybody else? We haven't voted yet. You really liked me as a coach, didn't you? Back to the table. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. Item number 5 is consideration Recreation Board appointment. Mr. City Manager.
Council is scheduled to consider making an appointment to the Recreation Board. The term for Melissa Matrazak had expired as of March 31st, 2019, and she recently submitted the application that's in your packet.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to reappoint Melissa Madristack to the Recreation Board for a 2-year term with an expiration date of March 31st, 2021.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Discussion. We didn't have to twist her arm too much, but it's been a number of years. And she's been chair of the Recreation Board for many years also. So we certainly appreciate her coming
16.
back again and signing up. She was hesitating just a little bit when she thought she might take some other position within the community. And she came back around. So we really appreciate her coming back. Keeps that consistency going and that drive going on the Recreation Board. So, any other comments? Any audience comments on this item? Back to the table. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. On our amended agenda, number 6, consideration of Monroe Street sewer replacement. Mr. City Manager.
Council recently approved the resurfacing of Monroe Street from Main to Grove. Normally, as part of our road projects, we televise the sewer lines prior to the road project to make sure that we don't have any issues with the sewer line. Unfortunately, due to kind of the sewer televisors being in town last fall for the SAW grant, we had anticipated that they would complete that work last fall, and they didn't get to it. So then when they televised it this spring, once the rain stopped and we were able to kind of get ahead of them on our sewer cleaning, we found that there's a section of sewer that we're not comfortable putting a new road over top of. At the back page of your background brief that I put in front of you tonight, you'll see a map showing Monroe Street, and pretty much right at the curve from there to Walnut is the section of Monroe Street that the sewer would need to be replaced. So it's one section, not the entire length of the road project. That once we reviewed the cameras and had our engineers look at it as well, we would be more comfortable getting that sewer replaced prior to a new road being placed on top of it. With that, we got that information on Friday. Jim has worked with contractors to get several bids on this prior to tonight. Our view of this is it's a public emergency, knowing that we're going to put a new road over a bad sewer that then could cause us to have to financially dig up a new road within a matter of years. So the low bid that we received is Capozzo and Sons for $39,835. They have done work for us in the past, most recently the Dow Street ditching project here in town. With that, Jim is here to answer any questions, or myself. We apologize for kind of this showing up on your table with such short notice.
Better now, John, than when we put that new street in there.
Yeah.
Is there a motion?
I make a motion to waive the purchasing ordinance due to Section 64-53B and approve the quote from Capozzo and Sons in the amount of $39,835 to replace a sanitary sewer line on Monroe Street from Walnut Street to then next to manhole 435 to the east.
Support. Motion made and supported. Discussion.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I just have a question. So now that Capozzo has the bid, I assume that whole road would have to be shut down, right, due to trying to get it done as fast as possible and under emergency circumstances, so we can put the other road on top.
Yeah, the sanitary sewer is generally in the
And it's
center
in
of the
the-
roadway.
yeah.
So
Okay.
traffic may be able to sneak around one side, or they'll certainly be able to come in from the opposite direction. Similar to the road, when the road project is underway, there'll certainly be very similar inconveniences. But I do want to reiterate the city manager's comments. I apologize for this is much shorter than I would certainly normally have submitted, and I certainly added some stress to the city manager through this process, so I appreciate him working with me on this, so.
You said he was gonna take it up in your evaluation.
We have a lot of budgets to go through yet tonight.
Yeah, we do. You're still on the hot seat.
No,
in that
Jim,
room.
and certainly Jim's done a great job with the short notice that he has to get the number of quotes that he received for you to look at tonight, gives us a lot of confidence that, hey, we're getting you some pretty good prices here, looking at all the different factors, and certainly both Jim and I don't want to put a road on top, and as does council, put a road on top of a sewer that's bad.
Mike, did you have anything else?
Yeah, just a follow-up then. Would there be any advantage to closing the roads, just to avoid having people having to flag people by, or
Well, certainly there's,
busy road?
it's a benefits to the contractor if there's
Going
less
to the neighbor's
traffic. Yeah,
house.
it's,
Very busy.
there's a relatively small amount of traffic on there, and in the grand scheme of things, there will be, there are signs up that say road closed to through traffic, so we certainly don't expect
Okay.
through traffic to be using
Well,
that
that's
road
good.
anyway, yeah.
Okay.
I think the concern is, Jim, as we've talked a little bit before, that there's probably more traffic, especially right after school,
Yeah.
than because it's a convenient cut around. So
Early
those
and late.
signs that we talk about closing the road due to local traffic only, we need to kind of make sure we
Yeah.
get up.
Yeah, and this is something different that was brought up in the public meetings,
Yeah.
discussing the road closure, so it's
Sure.
gonna be some new
They're
twist
working out
to
there,
it.
and they'll drive right around them.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can go the other way. They drive right around all those guys out there in the middle of the road, first thing in the morning to
Yeah.
get to school, at 35 miles an hour. So I really,
Well,
if they're gonna be out there doing this, I'd put a road closed sign.
Yeah, and I think for
Residents
this,
only, something on that order.
Local.
Or did you sell that this weekend?
I think you might have bought it.
I might have bought it, yeah.
The signage is
Could we
already
rent it
on
back?
site,
Better check the barn.
Yeah.
Can rent it out.
and given this project is shorter than the full scope of the road project, we have extra signs for this portion of the work. We certainly can tighten that up and completely close the road, so it's very clear.
How far back is this gonna put the road?
Well, the work itself should take approximately a week, basically.
Okay.
So
Okay.
instead of really jumping after they mill to remove the pavement, I assume they would intend to very quickly jump back onto grading and paving it. This would push that a week.
Will they come in and remove the bit first, and then
That-
Capozo will come in and?
That was the intent as far as the quotes that I requested.
Yeah.
But I did note that if they preferred to work and pull the pavement at their own cost, so I don't expect Capozo would be interested in doing that, but potentially they could remove the sewer before they even, replace the sewer before they even remove the road
Okay.
itself.
How old was the sewer approximately?
I didn't look that up, so I don't recall offhand. I believe it was the 40s, though.
40s?
Interestingly enough, the sewer run upstream and downstream were in good to very good condition, and I'm not sure why. This was certainly unexpected.
Yeah, okay. Anything else, council?
I just concur with, I would recommend closing the road just to residents only, because it is a crazy area in the morning during school time. And also just thank you for catching this, because that would have been a horrible thing to put a brand new road on crumbling infrastructure, so.
Any audience comments on this? Back to the table? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against?
Tim, it was a roll call.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, as a matter of fact,
It's highlighted.
I had somebody over here that said that, and look at,
I know.
terrible roll call thing. There should be like a little light up here that goes on.
It
when I
wouldn't
do
matter.
roll call.
It wouldn't matter.
Roll call, please.
Green,
Yes.
LaFleur,
Yes.
Nastrovich.
Yes.
Rindell.
Yes.
Ricks.
Yes.
Warren,
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Move on to city manager's comments, sir.
Just this past Saturday, we had a very successful city auction. Just want to thank the police and DPW departments for helping with that. And then one thing I missed in my weekly update on Friday, we did have a trail meeting with the Macomb and St. Clair counties, as well as the Trail Conservancy, or Trail, they're the new name. Escapes me at the moment, then city administration, and we asked the mayor to sit in as well. So it looks like Macomb County at least is kind of working to see what they can bring to the table on that, as well as us, and try and move forward on that Great Lake to Lake Trail and the gap that's going to be here in Richmond.
Very good meeting. I appreciate the fact that St. Clair County and Macomb County could come together, and the honchos, so to speak, of the project were there. That's not always easy to have.
Yeah, and probably should thank Andrea LaFontaine as kind of taking the lead and at least setting up and organizing, doing the meeting invitations and everything. So she's kind of getting the meetings coordinated.
Mm-hmm. Very good, thank you. Council comments. Jamie?
None, sir.
Emily?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
John?
Nothing tonight.
Rob?
No, sir.
Dennis?
Nothing.
Michael?
Yes, yeah, I appreciate the administration for putting together the auction. It was very good. I went there, and as usual, when you go to those things, you end up buying stuff you never intended on buying. Then also, I was very encouraged on the agenda tonight with all the lot splits and combinations. That, to me, that's a good sign that there's additional houses going to be built and that sort of thing. So good to see there. That's the most I've ever seen on an agenda, having 3. So thank the people for coming out if they had it on the agenda.
Very good. Let's go to the calendar here. Today being the 6th, we have a planning commission meeting at 7 o'clock on the 9th here at City Hall. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers on the 12th. And on the 13th at 7 o'clock at the library will be the next library board meeting. The 14th, Tuesday, 7 o'clock here at City Hall's Cable Commission. And the 16th at 7 o'clock here at City Hall's EDC meeting. And of course, 2 weeks from tonight will be our next regular scheduled city council meeting, where again, we will meet at 6 o'clock to get into our third budget meeting, which is, by the way, is open to the public, and held in the room right behind us, open doors. The other thing is it's National Police Officers Memorial Day next week, the 12th through the 18th. And we want to take a moment and thank our officers and the officers before them for what they've done for our community over the years. And those who have gone on, we appreciate what they did for our community and continue to appreciate those that serve now. So that is it. Is there anything else that we needed to add to the calendar? I do have a couple of things here that somebody has put on there. Perennial Plant and Bulb Exchange is Saturday, May 25th. That's a popular thing. It's at 9 a.m., BB Street Park Pavilion. It's a great way to begin using perennials in your garden without the expense. It's a swap and share, or just share, regardless of the weather. That is on Saturday, May 25th at 9 a.m. And on this Thursday, May 9th, at the Richmond Community Schools Board Office, which is on the backside of the middle school, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., the Macomb County Clerk and Register of Deeds mobile office will be stationed there. That's behind the middle school. And they will have most of the services that the Macomb County Clerk does, marriage licenses, just in case, copy of birth, death, marriage, and business records, notary, real estate recordings, voter registration, CPL applications, quite a few things that they can do on their mobile office. And that, again, is this Thursday, May 9th, behind the Richmond Middle School. Okay, I believe that's it. Okay, moving on. There is no closed session. Is there any other business of the City Council this evening? Being not, a motion to adjourn would be in order.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. There's no discussion. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Thanks for being with us.